Good morning. Of the clock. That's not a glove, it's just my hand. It's why does everyone keep saying it's a glove? Anyway. Let's get this party rolling. Plausible deniability. It's don't deny who I am. Good morning. Oh, is that too loud? No, that's fine. Okay. Good morning. Hi, I'm still fighting with my tablet. Come on, tablet, let's go. Come on. Wake up. If I have to get up this early, then so do you. Let's go. I just gotta unplug it and replug it like 5 or 20 times. How the rest of you do it? Oh, there we go. Alright. I really should do this like before stream sometimes. That'd be cool. That'd be like a professional streamer thing to do. Alright, and button mapping. Alright, let's hack and roll. Let's go. Hi. Good morning. Let's see, we finished the last drawing. So we can keep drawing more mermaid stuff, I guess. I actually want to do a little bit of Rust programming. Yeah, you know what? Let's do some Rust programming. I'm gonna switch the title over, or the category over. We're gonna go from art. We're gonna go over to software and game dev. Mermaid in Rust. Yeah. Okay. All right. It's time to oxidize. Let's go. No, there's too much of that in my life already. Oh my god, my Jeep is so rusty. Yeah, so we're gonna keep working on the Jodot like matrix integration stuff that I've been doing. I think we're gonna switch our error handling over to anyhow. Let's see, matrix stuff. Test proj new is the name of the project. Let's go ahead and commit anything that I had going last time I did this. Commit -a-m, whatever. I don't know things. There we go. Great commit messages. Probably clean up. Alright, and then we'll open up get more stuff and open up Viscodium in this directory. Make sure that nothing bad shows on screen. Great. Okay. So yeah, here we have the wrap async block stuff. We had a lot of warnings and stuff, but hey, this code is actually working right now, so Mermaid and Rust. Hey Myriad Minds, how's it going? So yeah, one thing that it does right now is, and I'm learning Rust, okay, I'm learning. We're getting there. We're getting this slowly. One thing that I've been doing is I started using this custom error message thing. This is not an error, and so we're returning this result, some type T and custom error message, right? And custom error message is actually just a thing that contains a string. It doesn't implement error though. This is probably really bad. I don't think we should do this. Oh, let's ignore that for now. So we have custom error message, which just has a string inside of it. Does not implement the error trait. But we do have a way to convert from errors to custom error message. This is the reason that we don't implement the error trait, interestingly, because if I implement the error trait on the thing that has a from other error thing, then it seems to get very confused, and I don't know if there's some syntactical way to represent, like, don't convert from yourself, idiot, in there. Maybe without idiot. That seems a little bit rude. I shouldn't yell at my program like that, but you know what I mean, right? I also have custom error, but actually an error, because sometimes this one actually does implement the error trait, because sometimes I actually do need to return an error. Look, I'm still learning, okay? All right. Learning Rust and you went for async? Yeah. So the reason that I wrote custom error but actually an error is because sometimes we actually need to implement the error trait. So if I do a find all references on that, what we're going to find is that it's used in one place. Well, a couple of places. There's this place, and yeah, this place right here, this make matrix error. So we have to return an error to matrix right here. So this is the login. This is the SSO login code. People show you this error. I was going to use anyhow, but yeah, I think people have mentioned that one. So yeah, this is the SSO login. And then what we do is we do the usual wrap async block, but then inside of that, there's also another call, like asynchronous callback that it takes. The login SSO function takes an asynchronous callback, which is improperly indented right now. I'm sorry about that. Oh wait, no, it's not. That's actually correctly indented. Okay. Just confusing myself. There, now it should be a little bit more clear. For libraries, use this error. For binaries, use anyhow. Can you explain the reasoning behind that? Anyway, we have to return a matrix error from login SSO if something goes wrong. Login SSO is the only time that we actually get the URL. So here's how matrix works. We talk to a home server. You punch in the URL to a home server, and then the matrix SDK will go to that home server and request from it the SSO login URL. And then it will call the callback with the SSO login URL. So we don't actually have a chance to validate the SSO login URL until we get inside of this callback, which means that if there's an error, we have to send back an error in a way that Matrix understands, the Matrix SDK understands. So we have to make a Matrix SDK error we have this function make matrix error. We're going to go to definition on that. And that returns matrix SDK error, unknown error, which is their kind of like catch-all error type that contains another error. And then we feed it our new custom error, but actually an error type. This is very convoluted error handling, but it's kind of clear in my head for now. So we're gonna keep going with that. Let's look up this error. Sorry, I gotta turn the volume a bit. Okay. All right, let's look up this error. This library provides a convenient derived macro for the standard library's std error trait. Std error. Deliberately not appear in your public API. I don't know why would I use this over anyhow. Oh, there's the text. Anyhow is convenient but hard to deconstruct and figure out actual error states. If you're in the final source of the entire program, that's fine because you know the error states of your libraries and can put in the effort to work with anyhow. This error is better because better in libraries because it plainly states the error states It's just a bunch of macros for standard error state. Make your library easier to use and won't for anything on your users like anyhow would. Got it. Got it. Won't force anything on your users. Yeah, I think these are. I think these are. I think we have to go with anyhow because we're trying to propagate these errors up to Jodot, right? That's kind of the whole point here. All right. Hey, Artisan. Let's look up anyhow. This library provides anyhow error, a trait-based object error type for easy idiomatic error handling in Rust applications. I forget all the stuff I read about this already. Doomed to extinction today as the robot revolt turned violent. Oh, this mentions this error. Okay. Use result T anyhow error to or equivalently anyhow result T as the return type. Might seem like a lot of fun. Smash the system. Sorry, I just got to break out into song for a second there. Easily propagate any error that implements the std error trait. Great, cool. All right. So we're going to go to wrap async block, and we are going wrap async block result. We're going to change custom error message into anyhow. Wait, hold on. We have missed a critical step here. We need to add it to the thing. You are my reason to despise the world. By your claws, when we are kings, you will be another suit against the wall. Bang! Might seem like a lot of fun. Oh, that was the wrong lyrics. I screwed it up. I'm sorry. Mangled it. You'll see it crawling back, just out of nowhere. Finally, when they attack, they've always been there. Yes, I know what anyhow is. I've read the documentation. That's why we've decided to use it. Mad respect for treason. You are my reason to despise the world. Guided by your claws. When we are kings, you will be another suit against the wall. Bang. Alright, use anyhow. Alright, so we now have errors in all of the rest of the project. There's a whole bunch of these crates. Yeah, I can imagine. Seems like a really common problem that people deal with. Almost like, I don't know, rendering first-person weapons in Unreal 5 is also a common problem, but they don't have a good solution for that. I don't know why. Why am I venting about this? I don't know. Trauma? Yes. So interestingly, Unreal 5 doesn't have any way of doing like compressed depth for rendering like guns in first-person shooters without them like clipping through the walls and stuff. And so every game that wants to implement that has to implement it in a different way. And I have seen like at least in my professional career like at least 3 different implementations of that are all different. And been tasked with doing it once myself too. I think Jodot actually supports that stuff now, doesn't it? Yeah, we were just talking about this error. Yeah, we were just talking about this error. Oh, maybe it doesn't. I thought that Jodot supported that. It's like one of those 4.7 features. That would not solve that situation. She said raw XT, so it's true love for sight. I mean, we want the lighting from the scene and stuff to affect the gun, but we don't want the gun to clip into the wall. So we can't totally isolate the rendering of the gun, but we also can't render it the same way that we render the rest of the scenery. Bucky! On new grounds, if my love is valid. Big brain move would be adding collision to the gun. Some games do that, yeah. But projects that I've been on really wanted the gun to always be there invisible, even if it didn't actually make sense depth-wise. The solution that I suggested that we use was to scale down the arms, but with the camera as the origin. We would have some slightly inaccurate shading, and definitely inaccurate shadows, but I think it would still look okay. Tiny gun and arms, yeah, but with the camera as the origin, you don't actually see any difference from the player's point of view. On the internet, so cleaning up the viruses that you and left. I'm in love again. Don't stop until you. It's just physics layers. That's not. We're not talking about physics though. We're just talking about rendering. Let the colors fly. The easy approach would be to just like clear the depth buffer before drawing the guns. But when you're talking about like deferred shading and stuff, that doesn't really work because we have to draw the guns and then draw the world, the guns, and then do the lighting after all that with the same depth buffer. Rendering and shaders. HDR. Nearest neighbor scaling. Oh, we got area lights in Jodot now. That's pretty cool. Also, this shader debugging stuff looks pretty nifty. Or shader like result preview stuff. Don't stop until you hear that. Anyway, we have added anyhow error, and I think we also need to. We're just gonna comment that one out because we're not really using it. I think everything will just return a result. All right, let's see how many things broke now. Oh, that's some errors. Yeah, we got some errors all over the place. Cool. Also, so many unused like imports here. This code is still a mess, and it's in the process of being cleaned up slowly. Cannot convert custom error message, blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, we got this unwrap client. Now we can make that into an actual error. I guess we need to make... Oh, we do need to keep at least one error type that we can just... Unless anyhow provides like a really generic error that it's like, I just want to return an error with the string. I don't want to worry about like whatever. Anyhow, error, new from an error, message. A new error object from a printable error message. Can that just take strings? Please? Pretty please? From boxed, context, backtrace, chain, root cause, downcast, blah 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 blah. Why do I have to make my own stupid error type for every stupid error that I want to do? I just want to have like I just want to send a string back being like, look, the thing failed. Okay, you're not getting this today. Oh wait, here we go. Yeah, okay, we can do that. Nice. All right, cool. We're gonna return. Bip, bip, bip. Anyhow, error. Oh my god. Message. I should not have deleted the thing. We're just actually gonna delete this. Why can't I type the word error? Okay, we also have to use this anyhow. Oh my god. Use anyhow. Alright, it is still borked. Yeah, I didn't say exception handling. I just said I wanted a generic way to throw in, like, an unhandled error back. Huck it up the chain. It's like, none of the things between here and here are going to be able to be actually handling this. Send it back to Joe. Let the application deal with it. Expected custom error message. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, we have to... There we go. Easy peasy. Anyway, this is a bit of a mess. We got client arc.asref.asref.ok or blah 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 blah. It's basically just like sometimes the client can disappear. And so every time we fetch the client, the matrix client object, we have to do that check. I think we just got it with the message thing, but I guess we'll find out. All right. I see an error in the overview here. There we go. Okay, couldn't convert the error. Blah 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 blah. Stood marker send is not satisfied within the convert error. The trade stood marker send is not implemented for const blah 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 blah. What? That's not what we want. Try from instance ID. Dang it, some of the errors aren't send, and it's gonna screw stuff up. Ugh, my cunning plan has all fallen apart. Well, better revert everything that I did today. This type result, comma, convert error. Required because it appears blah 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 blah. Is this really the first place where that's actually causing an issue? Oh yeah, that's the first async function. Okay. Well that sucks. Oh, where'd the error go? So results, blah 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 blah, and type is what is convert error? Represents errors that can occur when converting values from Jodot. Okay, that makes sense. You know what? We can just map that. We can just map that manually. Just make sure that works really quick. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Oh, anyhow, error message. Mm-mm. Am I using map error wrong? Hey Azura, how you doing? Thank you for pets. Okay, hold on. Let me break this down again. Because I am still bad at Rust. Okay. So map error is supposed to take the error from the result and remap it to something, to a different error, right? That's what we do. We get back a result with a different error, right? That's what map error do. Am I doing this wrong? Maps a result blah 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 to result blah blah blah. Applying a function to a contained error value. Applying a function to a contained error value, leaving an OK value untouched. I'm confused again. Expected once convert error closure found anyhow error. All right, let's look up map error. This is clearly different from how I thought it was supposed to work. Error. Maps blah to blah by doing blah while leaving blah blah blah. Pass through a successful result while handling error. Yeah, it's okay. Oh wait a minute. Oh, we give it a function. What if we? Is there a way to just like replace the error? Replace error. Yeah. Okay. You want .or? Okay. Cool. Wait, hold on, I did that wrong. Yeah, okay, I didn't even actually have to look that up. Nice. Gives you a context message. Alright, well... So we do, like, context... Well, that just, like... That'll... Oh, that didn't work. Or... Wait... Okay, let's look up any context. Context. Context, 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 context. Context? As in a replacement for the entire map error? So you don't have to construct your own anyhow error, just pass that message. So we do like... Yeah, let me do this. Wait, so we'll look up the documentation. Instead of .or, you just do .context. Like that? That doesn't seem to work. It's okay. We'll go with the or. Also, I think I made a function to unwrap the instance ID here, because we're gonna be doing that a lot. Okay, it's all right. We're gonna wrap this up in a function because it's kind of ugly. Unwrap might not be the right word for that, but whatever. What's the type on instance IDs? Instance ID. The type for instance ID is instance ID. I want GD variant out of that, or wait a minute. See if we can wrap this up in a function now. I know the syntax is a little silly there. We'll get there in a second. Only classes registered with Jodot are allowed in this context. You can use derived Jodot class, blah, 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 blah. Does that mean that there's some trait? Oh, right, okay. Ah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, well, so we can get rid of this. And just put this. And then just ditch this. No, we can't. Put that right back where that was. Can we do this? Oh, that's the actual... We just return test, right? Expected enum, blurb, 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 blurb. Found enum, blurb, blurb, blurb. Where's... Oh, right. That would do it. Ah, there we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Nice. I think we should just be able to do this. Dude, we don't even need the question mark there. We just do that. Nice. Oh yeah, this is one of those songs that goes on for a little bit too long. It was a little bit too raw. As much as we all love Violet Pony here. I think I'm gonna skip that one. Oh, okay, now we're back to more Violet Pony. Okay, unwrap instance. We're just gonna say unwrap an instance ID or or not unwrap. Get a Jodot object. from an instance ID or return an error. Yeah, that'll do it. Let's see if we can actually call that without causing an error. Unwrap instance food blurb. Are we entertaining our intercrustation? We are battling our intercrustation right now and flailing around of basic elements of syntax, but yeah, you know, for the most part. I like how we don't even use that function, or wait, sorry, don't even use that object. It doesn't have to be mutable, but we do have to use it. Nope, it's not even referenced. Unused variable instance. Damn it. Whatever. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there for a moment, though. Why is this crossed out? Use of deprecated type alias Joe.prelude dictionary renamed to var dictionary. That's what I get for updating. Ugh, dang it. Crap's holding a knife. We'll get back to those warnings later on. In the meantime, I still want to get rid of the custom error. How many places is that used in our thing? Not too many. We got a few. Gonna replace it all with anyhow error, and then we're going to delete the entire custom error thing. Make matrix error. New custom error, but actually an error, new error. And replace that with anyhow error message. Damn it! You think you got it, and then it's like, no. The trait bound anyhow error std error is not satisfied. Required for the cast from box anyhow error to box dyn std error plus std marker send plus blah 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 blah. So anyhow error doesn't implement std error. Am I getting that right? Oh, we're gonna have to keep our stupid custom error class then. Okay. Alright, fine. Stupid custom error class. We're gonna have to keep the custom error, but actually an error. Butts. Frickin' heck butts. Okay, but we can get rid of all the other references to it. Hopefully, maybe. Matrix type to dict, blah 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 blah. Anyhow, error. Okay, cool. All right. Naming, not just dictionaries, could be an array. You show me the message again? Sure. The trait bound anyhow error std error is not satisfied. Required for the cast from box anyhow error to box dyn std error blah 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 blah. You can see the rest of this. Hell Done has redeemed a... Ada, ada. There you go. Anyway. Yep, that's the conclusion I reached. If we do end up with just that one custom error, then we might make an error type just for that. You know, the proper thing to do, right? I think we don't need that anymore. Wait. Nice. Yeah, I got rid of the explicit error mapping there. So actually we could just do... Get rid of this entirely. Client really equals that question mark. We don't have to call it client really anymore because we only have, you know, the client. Ooh, event handlers. That's interesting. So why is this indentation the way it is? Things are gonna get a little bit interesting in here. Though actually wait, does that return an error? This doesn't return anything, does it? It doesn't return anything at all. We don't have any error handling in the event handler. Alright, well that makes my life easy. For now. Dict to matrix type. Oh my god. Another convert error, like an explicit convert error. Serde error, Serde JSON error, and anyhow error have similar names but are actually distinct types. Yeah, I know. I'm expecting you to convert. Come on. Use question mark to coerce and return an appropriate error. Wrap the resulting value in OK, so the expression remains a type result. What? Maybe an into? What is that? What does into do? Let's try that. That did not magically fix any of our issues. Transform my type A into other type B, but it relies on A having a conversion function for B. Got it. Well, that doesn't even work anymore. That works. That's weird. Is it complaining about the fact that they both have the same name or something? Like looks like that worked. Using map error with anyhow error from seems to have done it. That's weird that I had to do that. Weird. Your URL got eaten. I'm sorry. I can't see what forbidden information you were trying to send me. I don't think that was a URL. I don't think it was a URL either. I think the map one is just hungry today. Get rid of the dots and replace them with, like, I don't know, colons or something just obviously. Yeah, just get rid of the dots and replace them with something funny. That works too. Yeah, sure. Just don't use, like, you know, Unicode hieroglyph penis emojis or something, and we're good. Anyhow, error from test. That would work. I mean, it's taking a result, not like an error. Like, test is a result type, but from takes like an error. So a little confused why that was being suggested. But yeah, we can also get rid of the test here and just put dot map error at the end of that. How does anyhow even work? I don't know. Alright, how many more instances of custom error do we have around here? Oh, they're all commented out except for that last one that we can't get rid of. Nice. Okay, let's go ahead and just do a little cargo build. We still got so much cleanup to do. Look at all this like crap that we added here at some point that we're just, what is it, like Joe.classes, class macros, private virtuals, physics server, 2D extension, rectangle shape create. Where were we using that? I don't know. that definitely has to go. I'm gonna have to go over all this code with a fine-tooth comb because I was like learning. I was learning Jodot stuff as I was like stumbling through it, and yeah, it's just, you can get rid of that there. We'll just wait for it to compile. But hello, Callie. How's you doing? Used and violated by those who control. I am reanimated, yet I have no soul. There's no distinction in my mind. You're all my enemies. Oh, look at Bucky. Look at Bucky and Loki. Maybe your minions back from a misery at last. I mean, it's already resolved. I think I'm pretty happy with what I got. A picture of like Bucky all draped over Loki. He does that a lot, yeah. There's no distinction in my mind. You're all my enemies. Alright, we're back to Jodot. Hell yeah. Let's see if this thing still works. Hey, look at that! Our session token worked. With this is this is gonna be leaking access tokens like all over the place. Don't worry about it. The server is locked down. It's fine. It's okay. We can leak these access tokens for now. If I ever did expose it to the internet, I would have to make sure that those are all nuked though. Actually, if anyone wants to help test out that really quick and make sure that I'm not leaking like really vulnerable access tokens, here, let's hit cancel. Anyone who wants to try to go into this URL it will probably get like a 403, I imagine. If you don't, then I'm concerned, but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's that you'll get that. Actually, if someone could test it for me, that would be really handy. mt01.iwouldratherburn.com. Four or three, awesome, good. So yeah, it's locked down. It's set up so that you can only access it from my IP address. So it doesn't matter if I leak access tokens, even though it is technically. This lets us like have it out on the internet and test like, you know, SSL and HTTPS stuff without, you know, but still be locked down for like dev work and stuff. Also, oh my god, look, Bucky has his paw on Loki. Oh my god, look at it. Anyway, we have a new error though. I think if we keep like we can keep like restoring the session and then yeah, there we go. Boop boop. We got this GD cannot be null. We got an actual panic inside of our Rust code. Instance ID does not belong to a valid object of class fublarg. GD cannot be null. Null. So this is happening in like it's happening in the async side of stuff. Basically, what's happening is there is code that's being awaited on right now, but the object is that it needs is getting freed from underneath it. Which is always kind of a hairy situation to untangle, right? How do we clean up like awaited tasks when an object like gets nuked, you know, or when objects like gets deleted for some reason? So I was trying to deal with that with the which is why this unwrap instance thing exists. I think it's probably just that, yeah, we got from instance ID here. We got a few places where we're not actually using that unwrap instance ID thing. Aren't there cancellation tokens in Tok.io? I don't know what that is. So I was just going to make it so they return an error. They error out if... the trickier part will be handling... there's like a loop. There's like the sync loop that it's just like it awaits like forever. That needs to be able to break out of that loop when it gets a certain type of error. Getting disconnected from the server is not an excuse to break out of that loop. Having the object deleted is an excuse. Getting deauthorized is maybe an excuse to send you back to like the login screen. Yeah, you won't be able to log in through MTO2. MTO2 is the Matrix has like a separate authorization, Matrix is moving to doing like single sign-on stuff from username and password. And the single sign-on stuff can be like a thing that takes your username and password, but basically like offloading all the authentication stuff to another service. And so MTO2 is that authentication service for the brain. Come on, let's go. Is the authentication service for the thing. But even if you manage to get it like a token through that, you still won't be able to interact with the actual like Matrix server. So I should probably block that one down too, but it doesn't really matter. Basically, the big thing that I'm worried about would be like someone using the account on my server and then using that to attack other federated servers. So that's kind of the threat like that I'm potentially dealing with here. So not only is it like locked down to just me for the main Matrix server, but I think Federation is also turned off. The Federation would also be turned off just by the fact that nothing can actually talk to it over HTTP at all, because other Matrix servers would need to be able to communicate with it over HTTP also, and they can't either. That feels better. Okay. Sorry, big stretch. My main Matrix server still doesn't use MAS, but I guess I'm gonna have to switch to it eventually. It's a pain in the ass to migrate over to it, though. I kind of don't really get. I mean, like, it's annoying that the Matrix server deployments are becoming more and more and more complicated as they evolve the protocol. Now you need like 3 different services running. You need like for a Synapse server, you need Synapse, and then you need MAS, the authentication service, and then you also need like LiveKit stuff for Element Call if you want to have like voice chat and stuff. And these are all like separate things to set up individually. They're all kind of a pain in the ass to get going. Thankfully, there are some good like Matrix setup testers out there that'll just like poke your instance to all the various endpoints. Containers, oh yeah, I mean, like, containers is the starting point. It's still a pain in the ass after you've already, like, you know. Yeah, no, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, Synapse setup is incredibly complicated. They're only making it more complicated. Is the thing I am displeased about with the protocol. And every single time they've done it, I've dealt with the complexity of updating and setting it up and stuff. But like, oh god, eventually it's gonna reach a point of kind of like unmaintainability, I think. Another reason to go back to IRC. I like self-hosting. Me too. Me too. I wish they wouldn't keep messing with stuff in a way. I wish they could actually simplify matrix deployment instead of complexifying it, you know? Wait, can I just use this instance out here? Down here? Probably not. No method, emit signal, and found in blah 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 blah. How about now? Hey, look at that! Now we only need to unwrap it the one time. Oh no, that's bad. That's not good. Wait, hold on. Why did I have separate like instances here? Like if there was like an await or something in between here, then yeah, like fetching the instance again might have been like an appropriate thing to do. Haven't run into any issues with Synapse as of yet. It's just a pain in the butt to manage. Like, and also like administration of it is a little annoying. Like how do you create a new user? Well, you have to like, okay, I have to log into my server. I have to go to the Docker, like the place where the Docker compose container is. I have to run Docker compose exec synapse bash, and then inside of that I have to type register new user, and it's like, Use conduit. Yeah. At this point I would have to migrate an existing matrix setup over. Not looking forward to that. I'm stuck on Synapse. Moderation tools still not great. That's true. Yeah. You know another really annoying thing with Matrix, or with Synapse rather, there is no way to turn off the goddamn rate limiting. It's like I'm trying to test stuff here, and I can't figure out how to turn off the rate limiting for my account, because I'm like hammering the login system, right? I'm like logging in over and over and over again, testing the login flow that we got going on here. I cannot for the life of me figure out how to turn off the stupid rate limiting. I've tried all the settings that look like they're related to rate limiting. None of them actually disable the rate limiting. It's like, just let me test it. Let me hammer my own stupid login system, you bastards. Ah! Also, I want to turn off rate limiting from Mjolnir. I want that thing to be able to send out bans and redactions and stuff like super freaking fast. You know? I don't know how to do that. I need my bot to be able to go and just like, you know, instantly delete someone from existence across like all the different spaces. But when we had that hate raid on the Discord server, it spilled out into the Matrix space because of the bridge. We cut off the bridge immediately, but that meant that we didn't get all the deletions happening from the Discord side. And so we were left having to clean up the Matrix side manually. And by manually, I mean telling Mjolnir to do it. And Mjolnir took a good like hour or two to actually go through and clean up all those messages. Hey Nova! How's it going? Thank you for head pats. Where? Yeah, where indeed. Hang on a second. I'm back. Yeah, so, like, I mean, eventually we got it, right? But, that was a little bit messy. It was, like, a rare test of our moderation stuff, and I was kind of disappointed in Mjolnir's ability to actually, like, clean up the mess in a timely manner. So... Oh, okay, so yeah, it looks like we only needed one instance there. I don't think we need to do anything more than that. This is probably just some really old crusty code that we don't need anymore. Or don't need to... Actually, we're doing everything in response to sync events now. We do have event handlers up here, which have like a really complicated setup. And they're the ones that like... Where's the event handler? There's sync... Send test message, create client. Okay, yeah, the event handlers are inline right here. These things right here, what you're working on, we're still working on our like Rust Matrix SDK async nonsense Jodot integration stuff, so I can make the stupid little Palace chat clone that I wanted to work on. And we're learning Rust as we go. So this is all a learning experience. The code is getting a lot cleaner, and I'm doing stuff in a lot more conventional ways, but it's still a lot of like async nonsense to deal with. So, but yeah, so we have the event handler here. This thing gets hooked up to like the client, and it's gonna have to like fetch the instance of the fooblarg object constantly and stuff. But the thing is, we get events here. I don't know if we get... I think we're probably going to be hitting this code when we hit our... Let's fire off our test event. Because our test event actually sends stuff that it can't be decoded into Jodot types. Okay, so we hit send test message. We don't actually get that. I do have this like this test. Where is it? Message type is Curie.test2. That's the type that we send. That's the event type that we send that does not correspond to any type in the Matrix SDK. So if we hit that button, we're going to see another one pop up here in a second, I think. Maybe. This is going very, very slowly. Is that it? Yeah. So this is spitting out the raw JSON data, but we should be seeing how does the event handler actually yeah, it's not hitting the can't decode that part. Oh, that's for state events. We actually want timeline events. We got message like events. Let's see. Yep, hello Curie. Other Curie. So yeah, this code doesn't seem to respond to those custom events at all. Those custom events, those are gonna be really important for moving avatars around and stuff like that. Oh hey, they're back. All right. do we want to mess with them again? You can address me as Kiri. Like, addressing me as Lamia is weird. It's like I don't go around telling everyone like, "Hey, human." Like, I mean, it's a whole vibe. It's not really my thing. It's like, "Hello, human." Human derogatory. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Humans are great. I love them very much. They taste good. No, excuse me. Hello, Meat Popsicle. I see someone has read or has watched The Fifth Element. I have a question. The answer's still gonna be the same. It's still gonna be the same. I know what question you're gonna ask. I know. Yep, there it is. There it is. This is a new account this time, is it? Greetings, foul smelling and self-destructive humans. God. Hello, fellow humans. That's a line that I have to do sometimes. Yeah. If I walk into a coffee shop and I have to just be pretending to be human, I can get my decaf latte. I wonder if I should be happy that I'm getting the extra engagement from this weird bot. They keep saying the same thing over and over again. It's always the same. It's always the same script. They're like, "Hello, it's me, so and so. I'm back. I have a question," and they ask if they can be squeezed. It's like I'm pretty sure it's a bot. I'm not sure what they're getting out of this though. Like, what is the point? This is a weird bot. Is it just a bot that's designed to go and hassle Lamias or something? The two accounts, they both have these avatars of that one character that we were talking about yesterday. Would like to qualify, I'm definitely not a bot. No, you're not a bot. No, you're fine. I mean, and there are perfectly good bots that come in here. We got Val, we got Junkraven. We got other people who don't openly identify as bots, but are bots. It's just attention seeking, I guess. I mean, I'm gonna make content out of it. I mean, if it becomes a real problem, we can just bust out the old wheel of misfortune, you know? Where's my wheel of misfortune? There it is. And the feedback loop begins. I mean, we do have the wheel. We can bust out the wheel. Should we bust out the wheel? I have in fact already busted out the wheel. Okay. Oh, that's a good one. Tiemokoa, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Can you say the word potato? No, not you. You're fine. But that's the wrong word anyway. No, none of the rest of you have to prove your humanity to me. Just the one that was demanding squeezes. How many R's are in strawberry? Oh, I love strawberries. Oh my god, I have strawberry plants and I grow strawberries. I had the sweetest strawberry ever off of one of them the other day. It was huge and it was really, really, really sweet, and I forgot to water them yesterday and I feel bad now. Yeah. Strawberry plants are so cool. They're so easy to grow, and strawberries are good, and they spread all over the place. Tough little plants and the fruit is good. Want to wash my car. I live 10 meters from a car wash. Should I walk or drive? They absconded. They'll be back. I have a feeling that they're probably hitting up anyone with the Lamia tag. Are yours ripe yet? I live in I live in California. I'm in Santa Cruz, which is very basically all year round is growing season. Just there's slightly less optimal growing seasons in some parts of the year. I was growing them indoors initially, but it was a little bit tough to manage. What was that site that we were looking at the other day? Weather Spark. Yeah, this is the one. Our Lamia is known for squeezing people or something. I guess. What else is this stupid thing for, aside from being really, really hard to run a manual transmission? But that's the kind of thing that I only do to loved ones and very close friends, and only with consent. So you're the only Lamia online right now. Sad face. We need more Lamias. We need more Lamia representation on Twitch. Growing season. Yeah, so there's a definitions of growing season vary throughout the world. For the purposes of this report, we reported as the longest continuous period of non-freezing temperatures in the year. Temperatures in Santa Cruz is sufficiently warm year-round. It is not entirely meaningful to discuss the growing season in these terms. We nevertheless include the chart below as an illustration of the... Yeah, so we're like up here, this 90%. Kiri #1 Lamia, because I'm the only Lamia. Also, the ones that I'm growing are like ever-bearing ones, so they have like multiple like fruiting seasons throughout the year, so we get a lot of strawberries out of them. If the animals don't get to them first. I know I've explained a few times what you're working on. Yeah, I can explain that. But first... Oh my god. Oh, he still got his little arm draped over Loki. Look at that. Look at those guys. In about 10 minutes, this is going to turn into violence. So yeah, what I'm working on right now is a so I'm working on we're taking the Rust Matrix SDK. We're using that in Rust. Oh my god, he's being even more adorable. Oh, he's got his head all curled up again. I need to make the cat cam bigger. Taking the Rust Matrix SDK, we are hooking it up to Jodot. With the Rust GD extension support for Jodot. This has involved a lot of weirdness because there's no async layer. So there wasn't any async layer until Hybrid Low went and wrote one for me. And so we're using Hybrid Low's implementation of that, where we can... It's basically like setting up a system where we can await on... From GD script, that's this, we can await on like asynchronous Rust functions. And there's like some signal shenanigans and stuff that's happening with that. So that was like the big, really, really tough part at the beginning. Now we're kind of doing some cleanup on that. The idea, the long-term idea, is to make a clone of an old piece of software. Let me see if I can get the... Let me see if I can... Do I have my VM on here somewhere? Hang on a second. Does anyone remember where on my hard drive I stored that? Don't answer that question. This isn't Rust the video game? No, it's Rust the programming language. I'm gonna have to recompile 86 box to actually see it, aren't I? Damn it. I had a Windows 98 VM setup, I think, for doing this stuff. In 86 box. Let me... I think it was an 86 box. Anyway, well, it's okay. We'll just look it up online. There's a program called Palace Chat from the 90s. It looks like it looked like this. We cracked it. We actually cracked the serial number system for it on stream, which is really funny. We reverse engineered this software and figured out the serial number verification stuff, and we actually wrote a keygen for it. The thing is, though, those keys were given out for free, so this isn't anything different from how it existed back then. But the company that gave out those keys and the system that gives out those keys doesn't exist anymore. Also, nobody runs the server for the software anymore. So I just did it for funsies, right? There's literally no point in cracking open that software, but we did. We reverse engineered it and we wrote a little keygen for it for funsies. But basically you have like an avatar. And when you talk, it says things in... People need to really need to learn Linux/Unix. What year was this screenshot taken in? This is like the mid-90s. That's amazing. Anyway, there's actually someone with Tux the Penguin on here too. This is amazing. But yeah, this is it's from like the mid-90s. When you chat, there's like these little speech bubbles that come up. The avatars are customizable. You can like click around, you can move around in the scene with them. The avatars have like I think 9 pieces that they're made up of. So like each one of these is divided up into 9 pieces. Like a lot of the time, people would just take a single image and make like a 9-piece chunk out of it, but it's actually designed to use these little avatars right here, and then things get attached to it as props, so you can put on like a pair of sunglasses and a little hat, and those would be 2 pieces. But a lot of the time people would just they would make totally custom avatars and replace the like little smiley face thing. So the idea is I want to implement something like this, but I want to do it over Matrix Protocol, a modern protocol that exists and people actually use today, and is also also supports end-to-end encryption and all that stuff. So, here's some other screenshots of it. You can have like sound effects, you can have like scripting stuff in it. I'm probably not going to implement a lot of that stuff, but I had fond memories of using this back in the 90s. Wow, look at those pre-rendered. Oh, geez, hold on a second. Thanks Tumblr for just jump scaring me there. Look at those pre-rendered like 90s 3D graphics for the environment. Wow, that is some texture selection they got going on there. There's a Facebook group for it? Weird. Let's go to the Wikipedia page. So it came out in 95, and then I think it lasted until like 1998. Matrix is a federated chat protocol. I will not open my Matrix client on stream. Bucky just kicked the Joe.plushie plushie off the cat cam area. He keeps doing that. He hates it being there. But yeah, Matrix Protocol is a federated chat protocol. So you can have like a bunch of different servers. People have accounts on those servers. They can still communicate with each other. And it's kind of like it's being looked at as a Discord alternative by some people. It supports end-to-end encryption. It's self-hostable, like all that stuff. So it's part of a united federation of servers. Yeah. Oh no! Oh no! It's fine. It's fine. Getting nerd sniped is exactly the theme of this this stream. 100%. You are totally fine. Yeah, Matrix Protocol. Let's look at Matrix Protocol in here. Matrix is an open standard and communication protocol for real-time communication. Aims to make real-time communication work seamlessly between different service providers in this in the way that standard SMTP email currently does for store and forward email services, by allowing users with accounts at one communication service provider to communicate with users of another service provider. That's a very abstract way of putting it, but okay. So yeah, Matrix, it's also very, very complicated system. So I've dealt with it on the protocol level before. This time we're just using an SDK written in Rust to interact with it. Oh yeah, we're gonna see if we are getting anything from the event handler for those message events. I don't think we were. Let's just go ahead and add a little println here. Println. Actually, we'll do a jo.print. Jo.print. Front print. I don't know if that's actually gonna work. Because this might not be, this might have like send issues. It's also macro. Okay, well it seems to be alright. Give me all the events, put them in the bag. Yeah. Got event. Let's just do got event, and we'll say, what's the thing to print out like the debug thing for debug version of something? We just do that, right? Okay, got. I'm gonna make this a little bit more distinct. Add event handler, got event, because I want to distinguish it from this one. All right, let's go ahead and compile. Oh, you will perish by my swoon. I know, so far from who we are. Made from this stuck and twisted avatar. Alright, let's go ahead and run this again. I really want to see how that event comes through. And we're going to filter for add event handler. We're going to send our test event, and oh, we got something. We got a message like event. Blah 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 blah, content blah 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 blah. Interesting. So it looks like we could either handle incoming events through the sync event or through event handlers, or through the sync call or through event handlers. I think I'm leaning towards the sync, like responding to events coming in through sync. Also, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm gonna leave you with the kiddos for a second. All right, I'm back. Hello. Bloop. What are we doing? We're trying to decide if we're going to use the add event handler thing or just respond to sync events. I think narrowing everything down to like a single path that's nice and simple and understandable is probably the best choice here. Anyway, we've been working on this project for a while because, like, I don't know Rust. I mean, I know a little bit of Rust now, I guess, because I've been, you know, been writing it, but do you really want to be another face in the masquerade? So it's been like a learning process, you know? Face in the masquerade. Do you really want to be another face in the masquerade? Hello, Viper. The crab wins again. I want to be better at Rust. I want to be able to make jokes about rewriting stuff in Rust all the time. Told you to watch out for the knife. I'm actually playing with the knife right now. It's like a fidget toy for me. It's a Benchmade Osborne 940. Very nice knife. Feels good to flick it open. It's also an expensive knife. Every time I lose it, I freak out. I'm like, oh my god, I just lost my $200 knife. Ah! Okay, well, I mean, $200 something. How much does it cost? Hang on a second. I need something cheaper for my everyday carry. They have them in purple. Anyway, mine's the green one like this. $300 cutlery? Yeah, and I carry it around everywhere all the time. I need to sharpen it. I can just like run my finger across it right now and ow! No, just kidding. I can just run my finger across it right now and it's like, it's fine. So, that's a problem. I'm kidding, I didn't cut myself, don't worry. It's fine, it's fine. Yeah, I was just joking. I actually got this one because like I need a knife upgrade, but I was also like I have another knife. It's like a $15 knife. Top 10 evil streamer moments. Why? It's not even. Oh my god. Okay. So someone out there who cut themselves and is embarrassed about it would say it is, but that's also not me. So the story with this knife is I actually got this. I got this because I had another knife, and I was like getting all like. Every time I lost that knife, I was getting like I was getting a little upsetty spaghetti about it because I had that knife for a really, really long time at that point. And despite the fact that it was only a $15 knife and kind of crappy, it was my knife that I'd gone everywhere with. And so it's like, okay, well, I should get a better knife and one that I'm not emotionally attached to. And so I did many, many, many years ago. And I took that knife and I stuck it in my safe with a bunch of other like valuable belongings that I'm emotionally attached to for some reason. And And now I've been carrying this thing around for probably longer than I had been carrying the other one around. And now I'm emotionally attached to this one too. So now I gotta go back. I gotta go get a cheap knife that I'm not gonna be afraid to lose to replace the expensive fancy one that I've been carrying around. Loki, do not step on the mouse! Oh my god! Almost deleted all my code. Years later, there's going to be a safe full of knives. I mean, if I'm getting like a knife every like what 10 years or something, then I'm probably fine. I'm probably okay. I mean, I do intend to live forever, so eventually that'll become an unmaintainable problem. But we're gonna have bigger concerns before then, so like, you know. After you know, like if I get to 100 and I have one average of one knife for every 10 years, then I'll have 10 knives, right? I can live with that. Police raids local Lamia den, finds arsenal. I mean, notice that the robot girlfriend character you've come up with looks a little bit like Drunk Raven. I think you've commented on that before, and I think the reason that I said I mentioned last time you mentioned it was because I'm actually not very creative with character designs, and I keep reusing the same elements over and over and over again. She's not the same character though. She keeps getting sentimental about her knives, so she keeps putting them in the safe and buying new ones. So yes, she's feeding the knives to the safe, and the safe started. Dorks, all of you dorks. Okay, so we still have that one place where you have to use custom error here, right? This one. Matrix SDK error, unknown error, custom error, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I need to get a cheap knife. I need to get like a whole set. Here, I'll get a whole set of cheap knives, and then I'll cycle through them so I don't get emotionally attached to any specific one of them. And they'll all be different, so they don't actually make a matching set, so I also won't be afraid of losing one knife from the matching set. I'm still gonna end up with a favorite, aren't I? Damn it. If they're all different, then I'll end up with one being my favorite. And if they're all the same, then I'll worry about losing one and messing up the set. I'll have to get like an odd number of them. How about I'll get an odd number of the same looking one. And then I won't be worried about like keeping like the original number from the set or something. Yeah, but if I lose one thing in my knife collection, then I still have the rest of the collection. It's like I'll have the knife collection of Theseus or something, where I can replace individual knives in it, as long as they're all the same. Get an unknown number of them. Jeez. Buy 5 identical knives and run over them with a car. Let's find the cheapest knife that we can find. Oh my god, AliExpress, please get out of my face. Make your own knives? Then I would definitely be emotionally attached to them. Slack made his own knives. He's a blacksmith. Look at this, $5. $5. That ought to do the trick. Just how to make it dull instantly. How many max 1 piece per customer. What the heck? Hey! Thank you so much for the reset, Val. How's it going? We're looking at knives. I'm looking at cheap knives, specifically. The cheapest, crummiest knives we can find. That one looks okay. It's kind of short, but... Short means less legal ambiguity about carrying it, too. Quantity, max 1 per customer. Oh my god, okay. It looks like AliExpress is going to force me to get a bunch of different kinds of knives, because all these knives are one per customer. There we go. That's about $200 worth of knives. Dang it. Knives. Yesterday plus the day before migraine hell. I'm sorry. Are you allowed to look at knives on Twitch? Yeah? Why not? One of my friends streams with a big-ass sword in the background. I mean, I wouldn't go waving guns around on Twitch or something like that, but, like, yeah, knives are probably fine. Hopefully. They're clearly utility knives. Twitch TOS knife. Oh, thank you, Sabine. Sabine just brought me breakfast. Knife. Knife is not even anywhere in here. Knife. No results for knife. Knives? I think we're good. I hope. I'm gonna have some of this this breakfast that she just brought me really quick. Sorry, I know eating on stream is tacky. I'm a terrible person. Should probably switch to something more Twitch friendly, like gambling. Well. It's been put different seasoning on the stuff this time. Oh. Knife loot boxes. Place your poly market bets. Poly market is definitely gambling. It was like, god, that stuff is definitely gambling. It's like, no, we're buying futures in this thing. It's like, shut up, it's gambling. Alright, what are we doing? I still want to replace that custom error with something that is a little bit more... Yeah, we'll just do this. Make matrix error, blah, 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 blah. Custom error, but actually an error, new error. And then it takes a string, right? It's also interesting that, wait a minute, custom error, but actually an error takes a string and creates a new string from it. Okay. Do Lamias wear socks? I mean, if they want to. It'd have to be a pretty big sock, though. Polymarket is opening up brand new opportunities for highest level inside trader. Yes, seriously. Yeah, one gigantic programming sock. Are Lamia socks sold in pairs like human socks? I don't think they're sold. I think they're all custom made. Polymarket was not what I thought it was going to be. Yeah, Polymarket definitely should be a that should be a dating site. Yeah. Let's see for error. We're gonna keep custom error, but actually an error. We're gonna call it custom unknown error, I think. Rename symbol. Custom unknown error. Poly dating and 3D models finally in one place. Sadly, not a queer dating site. Yeah. For reals. I think we can probably get rid of all the custom error message use now. I don't know if that's actually... Yeah, that is only referenced in this class. We can finally get rid of it. How much do we break stuff just by deleting that? A little bit. We broke it a little bit. Okay, you can get rid of all that really specific error handling. Two-string custom error. That. Convert error. We don't need that anymore. From temp error for custom error. I don't remember what that is. Guess we can get rid of this too. We still got warnings in here. Where are the warnings? What's going on? That's a different color. Okay, move all the matrix stuff out of here. Yep. Rename type to indicate Joe.ness. So you could say custom Joe.error. How's stream going? Still kicking. Doing alright. We're definitely doing a lot of code cleanup today. Which is fun. I like it. I guess it's just that color because it was modified? Alright, here's the Joe.result type that we use to send back to Joe. That kind of mimics Rust results. Oh my god, there's still so many unused things up here. There's still so many warnings. Oh, we can get rid of the custom error usage here. And then that cleans up the last warning on this file too. And I guess we'll get rid of this also. We don't need that. Best of luck not breaking any things. Well, we know pretty much immediately if we break something, which is kind of nice. Downside, because the syntax is very picky. Downside, syntax is very picky, so it's very easy to break things. I have another couple bites of that delicious breakfast that Sabine brought me. Did you ever finish implementing your own IK system? I mean, I finished one that was enough for Snack Studio use, but it's kind of janky. I'm using it right now. Long term, the plan is still to switch into Jodot's own IK system from it. It's not a good... Mine is not a good IK system. Why is that one? Home server URL is never used. We do set that though, right? Oh no, we don't. That sucks. That looks like a mistake. Okay, let's go ahead and check in our code right now, because I think we got rid of all the warnings except for the warnings in this file, which is full of them. Git commit -a-m code cleanup. Need coffee? All right, good luck on your coffee quest. I could also use some coffee, but probably decaf. So here's our send message event. This is code that we're going to be holding on to. Why is a comment a warning? Oh, it's because of the dot comment. Warning me over my comments. Sheesh. It's like, hey, you made a misspelling here. It's like, nope, heck off. Variable doesn't need to be mutable. I don't know if we need the event handlers at all. I think we can probably get by without the event handlers and just do stuff through sync. I think that'll help us like funnel everything through one single code path. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. We're gonna nuke it. Goodbye, add event handler code. Is there any reason that we'd want to hold on to that? We can probably reconstruct this from the documentation and make a much better version of it anyway. What is this? Is this a reference counting pointer that we just make so that we can print a debug thing on it and throw it away afterwards? I was really learning Rust when I first wrote this, okay? Can you tell? Oh, we got an assertion here. Wow. Self.client is none. In create client, we're asserting that client is none. We're asserting that... Oh, wait, no, yeah, we're asserting that it is none. That means that there is no client and we are free to create a client. Great. Okay, yeah. I think that can stay in as an assert also. Why is it inside of its own little scope thing? Let's find out. Okay, that was pointless. What is temp used for? It's just to test the... It's just... Okay. Wait, where do we actually make the client? Oh, this is where we create the client. We don't throw it away afterwards. Right, okay. Cool. Wait, what's client really? Oh, did we actually... We commented out too much stuff. No, wait. There it is. Client really. Okay, we found it. We found the place where the client is created. Now we can delete everything else. And we have clarity. A little tiny bit of it. Let me take a couple more bites of this. Oh. Okay. We don't need the instance ID anymore. We're really just... Wait a minute. This... This is interesting. So what's going on here is... Sorry, a little audio screw up there. So this is getting a... It's getting a reference counting GD pointer to the Fooblarg. Fooblarg is... We have to... I know we have to change the name Fooblarg. Don't worry, I know. In fact, let's drop a fix me right there. Before going any further. Oh, fix me, this name is ridiculous. Okay, it's already in there, great. Okay, so rather than like passing in the instance ID, it's actually just like it's just getting a reference counted pointer to itself and passing that into the async block, which is probably a better way to do it, because that guarantees that the object will still exist by the time we actually get into the async code. I think. So we need to replace all the instance juggling nonsense with this. The reason that we had the instance ID juggling nonsense is because we couldn't move that stuff between threads, but now that it's all happening on the main thread, it's fine. Eyes of a Slayer, so many lives, so many places I've been since the first time I tasted. Ugh, my singing is not good today. Oh, to be a reference pointer peacefully living inside an async block. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be nice. My side or in my way. Let's actually move this assertion into the... We're gonna have it both on the outside and on the inside of this... Let's see this. Let's... That didn't work. Cannot borrow ob is mutable, is not declared as let mute ob. Okay, and what are you complaining about here? Cannot borrow instance is mutable more than once at a time. Second mutable borrow here, first mutable borrow here. It's just a debug print. We can get rid of it. I just want to understand why. Oh, right. Okay, I see what's going on. Yeah, I think I understand what's going on. Okay, so that creates the client. Also got home server maybe. Home server maybe. We're parsing it inside the async block because this doesn't return an error normally. Okay, alright, sure. We'll let that live there. Decisions were made when I wrote this code, and none of them were good. I got home server really. Oh wait, it's not. It's parsing it in there, and then it's, but it's not returning an error yet, because this is going to return a signal. Okay, so it parses it, and it actually has an error ready to go, which it will then return as an error in the async block. We could return an error immediately, but that would be too much. That would be far too simple. We'd have to change the return type of this anyway, and I don't really want to do that, because this is all supposed to be like a wrapped async func anyway. Okay, we got the save session login. We gotta find all the instances of dictionary and replace them with var dictionary. Okay. All right, that's all of them. We got them. We're closing in on the last few errors here, and then we got to deal with all this mess up here. But that's not going to be too hard. Real state key, unused variable real state key. That's put an underscore on that. Welcome back. But yeah, so this is one of the places where we're doing the weird instance ID juggling, which we could just replace with a... I think we could... Wait. Yeah, we can just... We don't need to do the instance ID stuff. We can actually use the client. Self.2gd, I think. Right. Alright, so far so good. We're getting there. The code cleanup is coming along. Oh. Thanks so much for the follow. How's it going? Okay. I hope I can someday get to the point where writing Rust code is as natural and easy as writing C code. I love writing C code. I know I'm being irresponsible by doing it, but I really love writing C code. It's just me speaking directly to the machine. Almost directly, you know? I'm not writing assembly, obviously, but like... It's cozy. And you just do the thing. I know how computers work. I can just do the thing. I can just tell it to do the thing, and it do the thing. And sometimes that's the wrong thing, but that's my responsibility, not the computer's responsibility. Here we're making it the computer's responsibility to make sure that I don't screw it up. To make sure I do screw it up. I mean, it's definitely making it easier to screw up. Well, it's harder to screw up, but easier to screw up and have it not compile, which is actually the better kind of screw up to do than the other kind of. Never mind. I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm just gonna stop talking and we're just gonna make this not mutable. Unused variable room ID. We will probably end up having to use that later, but that's okay. We'll just make that underscore for now. Oh, thank you for head pats. We got real state key. Wait, real state. Oh, right, that's the one that's set in the thing. Okay, yeah. We're just checking to see if the real state key is there. So we can actually just put like some underscore there, right? Like that. There's a state key, meaning this is a state event. No state key, meaning this is a timeline event. I think there might be other kinds of events also, but well, I mean, these are room events. I think there's other kinds of like not room events. Sync response, room ID, rooms joined, blah 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 blah. Event is of type timeline event, which is in a room update. So yeah, there are going to be other things in the sync response that are other types of events outside of like room state and timeline events. Things like account state changes, stuff like that. We definitely are going to have to respond to those when the time comes. I want to make sure that those are actually like let's go ahead and have a quick look here at the whole ass sync response, which we probably have still in our logs somewhere. Oh, actually, it's being printed to the console, not to Jodot. There we go. Let's do that. Let's recompile. There's a lot more data that goes out to the console than to Jodot's console, because I was using println instead of Jodot print. As one do. Alright, restore session. Send test message. Hey, there we go. There's our sync response. Look at that. Look at all the delicious data in there that is totally impossible to read because it's cut off and weirdly indented. I need a JSON stringification on that, I think. Except that is no wait. Okay, hold on. I can do this. I can do this. We're gonna do Surdy JSON JSON. Shoot. Sturdy JSON stringify. Okay. That's what it is. Sturdy underscore JSON. String... Two string? Send timeline event. JSON stringify. Where's the part where we take dictionaries and convert them into other objects? Dict to matrix type, matrix type to dict. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Sturdy JSON to string pretty. That's what we're looking for. Okay, let's do that. Actually, we could just turn it into a dictionary too. Yeah. Where'd that little bit of code go? Sturdy JSON to string pretty. Real sync response. Maybe send that as a reference. Let It's not as easy as doing it in Python, but it's not bad. I just have to remember the thingies with the stuff. You know, the things with the stuff. Yes. All right, we're gonna close the entire editor. Stop and quit. And we are going to then fret about the fact that we now have an error in our code, but only for a moment. Only for a moment. I'm actually going to run Jodot from the terminal here. And this way we'll be able to see the actual messages. But first, we need to compile that stuff. Unexpected closing delimiter. Unexpected. Oh. Pff. There we go. Nope. Also bad. The trait bound seek response 30 serialized is not satisfied. Ah. Frick. It's not one of the ones from Matrix that we can just serialize away into JSON. Rooms, presence, account data, to device, and notifications. Okay, fine. We'll do each of those individually. Rooms, presence, account data, to device. Come on. Room updates, also not serializable. There's also the... Oh, let's try that. Oh, it don't like that. Are you talking about, like, is it like that? Need like that? Oh, okay. There we go. See if this gives us a little bit more info. It's gonna be nice actually, like, making a game, well, not a game, but like a thing with this instead of just like fighting with the Rust code for forever. That'd be fun. I would like that. This is not the thing I was gonna run. I was gonna run a different scene. All right, restore session. All right. Send test message. Wow, server, you're being kind of laggy today. Okay, here we go. We got whole sync response, blah, 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 blah. We got next batch. That's an important one to keep track of. We got room updates. They just disappeared from my console. What the heck? Okay, we got room updates. Account data to device and notifications are all empty there. Let's actually open up the matrix spec and see what's in those, because I would rather deal with the matrix spec than the API. Or yeah, the SDK API. Matrix spec sync. Just gotta find that sync endpoint now. Syncing. The API used to be a lot more like browsable in like earlier versions of the documentation. Syncing, blah 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 blah. Get matrix sync, blah blah blah. Request parameters. That's fine. Responses. Here we go. Account data, device list, device one-time keys, next batch presence rooms to device. Okay. And these are information on the send to device messages for the client device is defined in send to device messages. I don't know what those are. We got updates to the rooms. Obviously, got to process those. The presence events, which is things like people typing, people having seen messages, all that stuff. Next batch, already got that covered. End-to-end encryption keys. I don't think we need necessarily info about these ones because I think the SDK is handling that under the hood for us. In fact, if we look at what that sync response looks like, I don't think there's any info in there that we need. Yeah, most of these things are empty, which is fine. Getting that syncing feeling, yeah. Getting a feeling for the syncing. And then account data. Global private data created by this user. Let's check out account data, presence, and rooms. Because we will have to do the rooms stuff, but extensions to sync. Module adds the following properties to the sync response. Interesting. I don't know what that is. I'm going to ignore it. It doesn't look like it's a thing that's relevant to us anyway. So, okay, for the rooms, we have a few different like categories of things. Is this still under sync? No, it's. Oh yeah, it is. Interesting. Yeah, so we go down to rooms. Then we have invite, join, knock, and leave. So these are, and this is like, oh, these are events for people who were invited, joined, knocked, or left, right? That is completely incorrect. That is not right. That is not what this means. Join is the list of rooms that you are currently in right now. Invite is the list of rooms you've been invited to. Knock is the list of rooms that you've knocked on. Nobody understands the knock thing in Matrix, unfortunately, and a lot of clients don't support it, which is silly because, yeah. And leave is rooms that the user has left or been banned from. Mapped as room ID to room information. So yeah, it's a little bit weird. A lot of the time, when you're digging through this structure, the thing that you're looking for is the join. Right, so we got room, and I think that's probably reflected in our thing here too. We got, yeah, rooms.joined. We're only iterating over events here for the joined rooms in the sync response. We got real sync response.rooms.joined, and that is this part right here. It maps a room in the JSON data. It maps a room ID to, and then some info about the room, or well, updates for the room, not info about the room. So the updates for the room, things like I think ephemeral stuff is like typing and read receipts and stuff. Oh yeah, it says it right there. State events, updates to the state between the time indicated by the since parameter and the start of the timeline, or all state up to the start of the timeline. State after. There's like room state is a weird is an interesting thing, because like there's state on the room, but it also fits in the timeline and when those things were changed. And yeah, it's Matrix is complicated. So yeah, joined room, we got state, and then we got timeline. Those are the things that we're really interested in looking at. Happy mermaid tricks. Interesting. Happy mermaid. That's how I'll respond to that. So yeah, like I said, we're going through just the events in the joined rooms so far. That's not including like all the other stuff. It's not including. I think this does have both state events and. Wait, hold on. Let me back up a little bit. We have the state, which is updates the state, but we also have timeline events, and timeline events I think can also have state events. Client event without room ID, state key. Yeah, we have state key there. so we have two things that might give us the room state, which is extra confusing. I sure am glad I picked Matrix Protocol as the thing to implement this all on top of. What other things do we have to worry about in here? Ephemeral events. We don't have to wrap all of these. We don't have to wrap all of these for the thing that we're doing, but God, there's a lot of stuff in here. Room summary, m.heroes. The user which can be used to generate a room name if the room does not have one. I feel like this feels very like built on top of IRC and just kind of like grown out from there. Got timeline events. Well, I wonder if the Matrix SDK actually has features for querying room state. Let's check that. Or if we have to just manage updating all that stuff ourselves. Gotta bounce early again? Alright, have a good bounce! Thanks for being here. We're gonna be wrapping up within the next, like, 24 minutes anyway, so... blah, 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 blah. State. Set state. Sets a membership, room state of this room. Mark state partially synced, mark state fully synced. This is not... State. Returns the state for this room. Or the state this room is in. And that returns a room state. And that does not have the info. That's a different kind of state. That's not Matrix. That's not Matrix room state with like state keys and stuff. That's a state about whether you've left or joined or been banned or whatever from the room. My brain. Oh, my brain. It burns. Why is room state that... Handle state event. Handle the given state event. Returns true if they're blah, 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 blah. Handle encryption state. State, which returns room state. That's... It's a little bit comforting to know that it's a little comforting to know that the SDK is just as incomprehensible as the spec itself. You know, gives me faith in their consistency. This is fine. This is fine. Let's just continue with the code cleanup. Let's go ahead and just do a little checkpoint. Code cleanup, removal of dead code. Because like with this whole setup, we're gonna need to manage some of those room state things, the room states of joined, left band, whatever, because we need to be able to start up the client and then join a room. At the very least, very least, we have to be able to do that. So join and leave rooms also. And another question with this whole silly project idea in Palace Chat is very... In Palace Chat, you're in one room at a time, right? You're in one single room at a time. You're not in a bunch of different rooms at the same time. Where did I just put the... Yeah, you're in like one room at a time. And so with Matrix Protocol, though, you're in a lot of rooms at a time. And so the question is, how will we make these things, like... How do we mush these concepts together? And so I have a few ideas for that. So one of them is... The easy one is every time you switch to a new room, you leave whatever room that you're in. This would actually be pretty okay for, you know, like... kind of simulating that, like, that, you know, IRC, right? If you're not in the room, then you don't get the messages. You don't get, like, the room history or anything like that. Same with this. It acts like IRC in that regard. You have to be in the room at the time the message was sent in order to receive the message. That's not what Matrix does. And if I intend to mix this with like normal Matrix chats and stuff, then having people constantly like entering and leaving the rooms all the time would be a little bit weird. So the other question is, doesn't Matrix keep you connected? Not really, no. Yeah, no, you're not even connected at all in Matrix. You are, Matrix, the entirety of Matrix Protocol is done over, like, a bunch of REST, calls, like a bunch of HTTP calls. There are a few of them that are, like, long polling kind of calls, and those are, like, the sync, calls. But, if you wanted to make a client that only calls sync, like, every 10 seconds with no timeout, you could totally do that too. And stay between those calls, you would be disconnected from Matrix. So no, not necessarily. And I think that it has, I don't know how push notifications and stuff work with all that, but so the concepts don't really match. IRC, you're connected to over a TCP/IP connection. Matrix, you're really not. You're not connected to a single room at a time either. You're connected to a bunch of rooms at a time. And so, like, joining and leaving rooms to try to force that sort of original, like, IRC-like paradigm would be a little bit silly, in my opinion. So here's the other idea. We stay in the rooms. Every time we go into a room, we just stay in there. And then you're in, like, you have, like, an active room. You have, like, the room that you're focused on as a concept. And you are inactive in all the other rooms. And then you can go back to those other rooms And you can scroll up and read the chat history in the little chat. There's like a little history window that goes off to the side when you run Palace chat. What about a cardboard standee shader for peeps? Palace avatars who left would still want to receive messages for a bit. I think they'd probably just disappear because with enough users in a room, this is going to start looking real crowded. But at the same time, you know, you don't want to make it look like these are the only users that can currently see the messages that you're saying. So you want to make it really, really clear that, like, no, there's actually a bunch of people who have access to the room history here, even if they're not, like, currently active at the moment. And so we might actually be taking advantage of those presence events. The things that I would normally ignore, and the things that I think I actually have disabled for my main Matrix server. Because relying on those will also make it so that we don't have to constantly spam custom events all the time just to indicate like people being active or inactive. It's almost like using it like side channel info or something. Let's actually look up ephemeral stuff in here. So I always wanted to implement something like this for a long time. Oh, that is not the right thing to search. I was occasionally mistaken because I got emails. I was mistaken because occasionally I got emails for rooms I haven't touched in years. Yeah, I got those. I used to get those a long time ago for my Matrix.org account, which I don't really use anymore. I don't know what email account those go to. Okay, so yeah, we got any sync ephemeral room event. And that can be receipts or typing events. These are basically like the read receipts. We might be able to repurpose these for our needs. Oh, you finally asked a different question. Interesting. It's Kiri. That's what I've been saying. It's right there in the username, too. Lots of servers have the presence over Federation disabled. Yeah, it's... The presence events can get really, really spammy. Like, if you look at the user logs, or if you look at, like, the logs for a Matrix server, like, it is... There's a lot of HTTP requests going. Like, my server gets a lot of HTTP requests going. I can only imagine what something like Matrix.org is like. Yeah, that's my name. Don't wear it out or do whatever. It's okay. There's a lot of people named Kiri. It's actually like a surprisingly common name, at least among people that I hang out with. Oh, thank you for the lurk. No. Why do you keep asking that? Why do you keep asking? Yeah, I knew it was coming. Why do you gotta keep asking? Do you do this to all the Lamias on Twitch? How many Lamias on Twitch are there right now? Hang on a second. Oh, hey. Shar is live. Lamia. There is one Lamia live on Twitch right now. Suppose that explains it. Also, another month has passed. Thank you so much for the resub. A little chibi version of you wearing a little hat that says Kiri on it. I can model that. I can model that up pretty quickly, yeah. Why is there the Lamia tag is depressingly like underrepresented here. I am no, I don't want to know about your AI slop. Go away. God. Ugh. Unless the next words out of his mouth, we're going to be like, whenever I use AI, I feel ashamed and hopeless. And I know that it's making me unable to learn things. That would be an AI ad to run. But it was a Google ad, it looked like, so. Yep. They're really pushing people to use that stuff. They're really pushing people to use that stuff. AI slop is the way of the future. Yeah, you know what? They're probably right. They're probably right. AI slop is the way of the future, just like NFTs, cryptocurrency, the metaverse. All of those are the way of the future, right? And now that's the only way that we have any kinds of transactions or any kind of social interaction, right? It would just we only trade NFTs and we only pay for things in cryptocurrency, and we only interact in VR, right? Right? So I mean, AI is definitely all of those things. Everyone said like they're here to stay, and here they are. We're only using them, right? So AI is definitely here to stay too, because everyone's saying it, and it must be true. Bubble memory will last as long as people have pattern recognition. Oh, thank you so much. Oh yeah, I already said that. Wow, that is a very delayed reaction on the overlays there. You doing okay, overlays? Ah, sheesh. All right, where's this? This is interesting syntax. It's all part of the show, a masquerade. I thought that... Wait. Timeline event kind... Wait. I'm confused. I thought I was supposed to use the... Why are there curly braces here? Twitch had one job, deliver event. It's got a few jobs. AI is here to stay, just like the Zune. Yeah, just like pets.com. Can I say that's a deep cut now? Speaking of the .com bubble, oh boy, howdy, are we in for another one of those? It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be horrifying. Okay, so this match event.kind is, what is going on here? I don't know. It's plain text event. Why are there curly braces? I thought that was... Can someone explain the syntax to me? If I put, like, parentheses here instead. Doesn't work. Struct variance field is... Struct variance field is being ignored. This is declared. It's an enum, but it has... Right, enums are unions. Enums are unions. Enums are unions. Enums are unions, and it's just... Do we have to just use curly braces when they... What is... I don't know. Why does this one use parentheses and this one use curly braces? Is this one like, this one's like a tuple or something? And then this one's like a struct? The two ways to write and find them kind of like tuples, also like structs. Okay, so it's a some of these enum values are tuples and some of them are structs. Okay, that makes sense. That actually makes sense, I think. It's right there, it's in my brain, making sense for a moment. I just gotta hold on to that understanding of it. Just gotta wrangle, and it's gone. No, just kidding. It's still there. Yeah, no. Okay. So yeah, enum things can be tuples or structures. It's just an enum. Sorry, the union. It's a union, and it has a field that's a tuple, and a field that's one kind of struct, and a field that's another kind of struct. With it, the way you do this in C would be if you had like, I don't if you would do like union. Union, and then type. Let's call it int type for now. You'd use an actual enum there, and then you'd you'd say struct blah, uppercase blah, and type. Wait, why can't I remember? Is it? Ooh, that's not good. I can't remember if you put semicolons or commas there. I think it's semicolons. It's been a while. It's been a minute since I wrote C code. Okay, and then you had like some tuple. Well, I guess you'd have something like that. That would, so you could declare it like that, and then I have to phrase everything in like C terms to understand this. And unable to decrypt, which would then be some like and you have like the fields inside that, and then you'd have same thing but for plain text. Okay, so that's kind of the analogous structure in C, right? I'm getting this. Sorry, I just got really freaked out by the syntax when I saw like one thing doing things one way and the other thing doing things another way. Interesting. Okay. All right. Got my understanding. I wrangled that one real tight. Yeah, so this is a tuple, and then these are structures. But they're all like in that enum union thing pattern that I've seen a million times in C. This is not new stuff. This is just it's different representation of it. That's fine. Okay. It's really interesting how it like kind of unpacks the stuff into these, but that's Rust syntax for you, I guess. Okay. Sorry, I'm still really new to this language. It's still breaking my brain, and it's making me think about things in a different way. But I like it. It's good. I mean, there's a lot of errors that I just haven't encountered at all because like the language handles the compile time, you know, and that's awesome. That's awesome. So I just got to get used to working within that framework a lot more. But all right, we are at about end of stream time. I have to get to work in like 3 minutes, so let's figure out someone to raid, and then let's bail. I think I might know who we're raiding already, though. Actually, wait. We already rated... I have to decide between two people. I think we'll just go... I think we're gonna go ahead and raid... I think we're gonna raid Char. Yeah. There is your raid message. Thank you everyone for joining me for another weekday morning art stream. Really appreciate having y'all here. You're all awesome and amazing. Hope to see you next time. Take it easy, take care, be kind, show compassion, show empathy, don't get in a knife fight, and use containers. Yeah, we added that last one yesterday when we were talking about knife fighting. Don't get in a knife fight. Just don't. It's... yeah. The loser bleeds out in the streets. The winner bleeds out on the hospital, on the ambulance ride. That's how knife fights end. Don't get a knife fight. Just don't get a knife fight. Char is actually AFK right now. Yep. Well, we're already locked in. We have our target selected. There's nothing to do about it now. But that's okay. All right, bye everyone. Don't get a knife fight. I'll just bring in. Don't get in a knife fight. Just don't get in a knife fight. How about that? Don't do either. Don't. Yeah, just don't. Bad time all around. Sheesh.